Welcome to our Eclectic Thoughts CIA. The social issue related to the pandemic, which we will be presenting on, is social distancing and self isolation. So, what is social distancing? Social distancing is a public measure used to prevent the spread of diseases like COVID 19. It involves avoiding crowded areas and keeping a distance from other people. On the other hand, self isolation involves separating oneself who is infected from COVID 19 from other people who are well. The necessary quarantine and social distancing therapies for COVID 19 come at a significant cost, especially for older individuals who have suffered a profound sense of social isolation and loneliness, which can have major mental and physical health effects. While strong social limitations are required to prevent the spread of COVID 19, it is essential to remember that social distance should not be confused with social disconnection. Loneliness loneliness and social isolation commonly coexist in elderly persons and are all too prevalent. Loneliness is typically described as the subjective sensation of being alone, whereas social isolation refers to the actual condition of people's social surroundings and interactional patterns. Loneliness has negative effects on one's mental health. It has been linked to decreased time in bed spent sleeping and increased waking time. Loneliness coupled with poor self-rated health, reduced functional status, visual impairments, and a perceived unfavorable change in one's life can all contribute to increased depression symptoms. Loneliness is linked to both attempted and completed suicide in older individuals. The physiological stress response is a suggested explanation for loneliness and negative health effects. The pandemic caused modern society to stop its frantic pace, which put a stop to social interaction. Due to this, individuals are forced to cope with the harsh reality of solitude. Depression, anxiety, and post traumatic stress disorders have become more prevalent in the population due to the effects of prolonged boredom and loneliness. Because of the unusual nature of the disaster, many people fail to prepare for its effects. Also, the emotional preparation can be detrimental to those who are most vulnerable.
Because this scenario is unusual in every way, emotional unpredictedness for such biological calamities has negative consequences. It also makes us take a step back and wonder if the social distancing is only for certain socioeconomic classes, since millions of migrant laborers, homeless people, and daily wage employees are stuck in overcrowded workplaces like factories, trains, and buses. When basic necessities are short, thinking about distancing and hand sanitization is a far fetched myth. Isolation and loneliness is different for them. It's being separated from their relatives and families, as well as being denied of fundamental human rights and dignity. Loneliness can be caused by separation from one's self identity, yet it manifests itself differently in different socioeconomic groups. It's interesting once again how the concept of loneliness differs depending upon the social economic strata, uh, resulting in multiple psychosocial demands. Conclusion: the COVID 19 pandemic has had a wide ranging and difficult social impact. There has been no spread area of regular society functioning. Quarantine and social isolations are important methods to keep the virus from spreading, but they had also resulted in an increased level of loneliness and social isolations, which have physical and mental health consequences. Taking the necessary measures to preserve social and familial relationships, engage in health activities, and regulate emotions and emotional symptoms can help in alleviate the negative effect of loneliness and isolations. The pandemic has brought up to the light the pre-existing issue of social isolation and loneliness that older individuals regularly suffer. Perhaps we can make use of this opportunity to commit to solving these unpleasant aspects of life for the older individuals in the post-pandemic period, such as creating vital healthcare systems, new technologies, and government policies. This was our presentation. Thank you.